describe about. Students, in this video we are going to describe about that the unit 11 talks about the HR measurement and audit. Let me see one by one. The structure, the objectives, introduction, and what is called a human resource audit, and benchmarking, and human resource accounting, and a human resource information system, and a human resource research. The objectives of this unit is, after completion of this unit, you should be able to understand the concept of human resource audit, benchmarking, human resource accounting, human resource information system, and a human resource research. And second, discuss the benefits and scope of these concepts. And third, describe the processes involved. These seems to be general notion that one cannot really measure what the HR function does. The notion is, of course, not of true value. The HR function like marketing, legal, or finance must be evaluated based on its adds to the organization. HR managers perform two major functions. These are traditionally being called as line and staff functions, while the line function refers basically to managing the human resources department. More significantly is the staff functions, also called advisory role. The human resource managers and their performance are subject to audit for these functions, and other departmental managers and employees are the main customers for the HR services. If these services are lacking, too expensive, or of poor quality, the organization may suffer in achieving its objectives. HR can position itself as a partner in an organization, but only by demonstrating real links between what HR activities contribute to organizational results. To demonstrate to the rest of the organization that the HR audit unit is a partner, is a positive influence on the bottom line of the business. So the HR professionals must be prepared to measure the results of HR activities. Then the HR unit must communicate that information to the rest of the organization. So these are HR audits. Really creates a benchmarking, human resource accounting, human resource information system, and human resource research. HR audit, the auditing of other function of an organization, is universally emphasized. The same cannot be said about that personal function. Various studies indicate that a comprehensive appraisal of the HR functions is undertaken by only a small percentage of companies, and the human resource audit evaluates the HR activities in an organization with the intent of improving those activities. The audit may include one division or entire company to provide feedback about the HR function to operating managers and the HR specialists. The concept of human resource audit is similar to the financial audit, or is a process to evaluate and take action wherever necessary. Auditing is an evaluation of the system in order to enable management to take decisions regarding the efficient running of an enterprise. Benefits of human resource audit. Several benefits associated with an HR audit are listed below. An audit reminds members of HR department and others' contributions, creating a more professional image of the department among managers and the specialists. The audit helps clarify the department's role and leads to greater uniformity, especially in the geographically scattered and decentralized HR function of large organizations. Perhaps most important, it finds problems and ensures compliance with a variety of laws and strategic plans in an organization. So identify the contributions of HR department to the organization, improves the professional image of the HR department, encourages greater responsibility and professionalism among members of the HR department, clarifies the HR department's duties and responsibilities, stimulates uniformity of HR policies and practices, finds critical HR problems, ensures timely compliance with the legal requirements, reduces human resource costs through more effective HR procedures, creates increased acceptance of needed change in the HR department, requires thorough review of HR department's information system. So these are the benefits of HR audit. The scope of HR audit. In order to conduct HR audit, HR manager requires considerable amount of data. To conduct meaningful HR audit, information on the following human resource function is necessary. First one is called procurement function. Second one is called development function. The procurement functions from the audit in inventory, present and future needs for manpower, and second, reliable performance standard, and third, possible change affecting manpower, and fourth, location and matching of required and available skills, and fifth, valid measure for testing and selection, and last, cost of procurement and replacement. Development function, valid measure of employee performance, cost benefit calculation on training and development, linkage between individual aspiration and the organizational needs, career and succession planning. Compensation function, linkage between wages and productivity, impact of money on work, motivation of employees, employee cost in terms of turnover, effect of inflation and technologies on wages, labor and productivity, value of collective bargaining and fringe benefit programs to the organization, and the maintenance function, absenteeism, turnover, accidents, grievance, disciplines, many days lost and other indicator of organizational health, environmental standards for physical and mental health of the employees, causes and the cost of employee separation, incentives for voluntary separation if necessary, integration function, communication and leadership climate in the company, adoption to environmental change, causes of changes in productivity level, impact of change in technology and market. Persons in charge of auditing should examine the effectiveness of HR function by raising the following issues. Identify who is responsible for each activity. Determine the objectives served by each activity. Review the policies and procedures used to achieve those objectives. Sample the records in the HR information system to learn if the policies and procedures are being followed correctly. Prepare a report commending proper objectives, policies and procedures. Develop an action plan to correct errors in objectives, policies and procedures. Audit report. The audit report is a comprehensive description of HR activities that includes both commendations for effective practices and recommendations for improving practices that are less effective. A recognition of both good and bad practices is more balanced and encourages wider acceptance of the report. An audit report contains several sections. One part is for line managers, another is for managers of specific HR functions, and the final part is for the HR managers. For line managers, the report summarizes their HR objectives, responsibilities, and duties. The examples of duties include interviewing applicants, training employees, evaluating performance, motivating workers, and satisfying employee needs. The report also identifies people's problems, violations of policies, and employee relations laws are highlighted. Poor management practices are revealed in the report along with the recommendations. The HR manager's report contains all the information given to both operating managers and staff specialists. In addition, the managers get feedback about attitudes of operating managers and employees about the department, benefits and services, a review of the department's objectives and plans to achieve them, HR problems and their implications, recommendations for needed changes, and the priority for their implementation. With the information contained in the audit report, the manager can take a broad view of the function instead of solving the problem in a random number. So the manager can focus on those which have the greatest potential for improving the department's contribution to the organization. Perhaps the most important, the audit serves as a map for future efforts and a reference point for future audits. Audit process. Evaluation process by audit results is usually superficial because the interpretation of such indicators is generally limited. High absence rates, for example, may result from a variety of causes. Turnover may be slow because unemployment is high. The audit probe should be much deeper, appraising performance programs, policies, philosophies, and theory. Policy and the depth of the audit must determine which of the following level is desired. The results including both accomplishment and problem regarded as effect of current management. The programs including the detailed practices and procedure of which they are composed. The policy is both explicit and implicit. Philosophy of management is prioritized in value, goods, goals and objectives. Theory or other assured relationship, expansion of that particular problem. One possible approach to start the thinking process in relation to the HR function is to ask the following questions. What is the philosophy underlying the function? What principles of management are being followed in carrying it out? What policies have been established for this function? What procedures have been established? Are they in line with the company philosophy, policies and the principles? Are the procedure, policies, management principle and the philosophy of each function consistent with those of other related functions? Benchmarking, a term now often used to describe performance assessment. In benchmarking, it seeks to assess the competencies of an organization against best in class. Wherever that is to be found, often this taken to mean only measures of output performance which can be defined in quantitative terms, comparison of financial performance, key financial ratio, and other measure of output such as market share, production growth. However, there are also more qualitative, less tangible features of performance which result on quality or satisfaction such as attitude towards customers. Assessment of these features is more difficult and it can only be done by direct observation or surveying user. The benchmarking should indeed include quantitative and qualitative measure of performance, and its emphasis should be on continuous quality improvement. There are two kinds of benchmarking: internal and external benchmarking. Internal benchmarking. Most organizations monitor their own performance in order to identify change in key business activities over time. This may mean looking at the performance of the organization as a whole, or comparison the performance of difficult individual teams or business unit with each other. The performance monitoring is a continuous process. Those with an interest in an organization's business, shareholder, analyst, management, etc. So this is the only way to discuss whether performance is in line with the expectations. Management will be interested is far more than overall organizational performance. External benchmarking. This involves comparison performance with that of the other organization. Organization needs to decide what activities or other dimension of the organization should be compared with others, who the other organization should be, how information and other organizations can be obtained. These are all the external benchmarking. 10 steps which are to be followed according to the sequence in which they are presented. Identify what is to be benchmarked. Identify comparable companies. Determine data collection method and collect data. determine current performance levels, project future performance level, communicate benchmark results and gain acceptance, establish functional goals, develop action plans, implement action plans and monitor progress. Elaborate. Human resource accounting. HR is an important asset in the organization whose values goes on increasing with its right placement, application and development in the organization. Throughout the concept of human resource accounting is very old, organizations have not made any effort to assign any monetary value to this in their accounting practice till the recent past. So the HR resources were identified as the value of production capacity of an organization and the value of customer goodwill. There are two major reasons why human resource accounting has been receiving so much importance in the recent years. Objectives of human resource accounting. The objective of HRA is not merely the recognition of the value of all resources used by the organization, but it also includes the management of human resource which will ultimately enhance the quantity of goods and services. The main objectives of human resource accounting is to furnish the cost value information for making proper and effective management decisions about acquiring, allocating, developing and maintaining human resources in order to achieve cost-effective organizational objectives. The second, to monitor effectively the use of human resources by the department. And the third, to have an analysis of the human assets, is whether such assets are conserved, depleted and appreciated. To aid in the development of management principles, proper decision making for the future by classifying financial consequences of various practices. It helps the organization in decision making in the following areas: direct recruitment versus promotion, transfer and retrenchment, retention impact on budgetary control of human relations and organizational behavior decisions, on reallocation of plans, closing down existing units and developing overseas subsidiaries, etc. Human advantages of human resource accounting. The human resource planning anticipates not only the required link and number of employees but also determines the action plan. The major benefits of human resource accounting are: it checks the corporate plan of the organization, the corporate plan aiming for expansion, diversification, changes in technological growth, etc. Has to be worked out with the availability of human resources for such placements are key questions. If such manpower is not likely to be available, the human resource accounting suggests modification of other entire corporation plan. It provides scope for advancement and development of employees by effective training and development. It helps individuals employed to aspire for promotion and better benefits. It aims to see that the human environment in the organization is not wasted and brings high returns to the organization. It helps to take steps to measure, improve that contribution in the form of increased productivity. It can foresee the change in value, aptitude, and attitude of human resources and accordingly change the kind of techniques of interpersonal management. The limitations of human resource accounting. A term used to describe the accounting methods, systems, and techniques which, coupled with the special knowledge and abilities, assist human resource management in the evaluation of personnel in financial terms. And the human resource accounting development and application in different industries and organizations has not fully grown. There are many limitations which make the management reluctant to introduce Human resource accounting in the organization. There is no proper clear-cut and specific procedures or guidelines for finding cost and value of human resources of an organization. The much needed empirical evidences said to be found to support the hypothesis that human resource accounting as a tool of the management facilitates better and effective management of human resources. In what form and manner their value to be included in the financial statement, the question is to be classified, on which there is no consensus in the accounting profession. Okay. The human resource information system, improvements in technology relating to microcomputer and software have also had a major impact on this use of information for managing the human resources. However, the human resource information system is a system used to acquire, store, manipulate, analyze, retrieve, and distribute the information related to the company's human resources. From the manager's perspective, an HRIS can be used to support strategic decision making, to avoid litigation, to evaluate programs or policies, or to support daily operating concerns. In adopting a HRIS, following issues need to be addressed. Careful need assessment. What type and size of HRIS should be adopted? Whether to develop software or buy and use of the self software. A computerized HRIS is an information system that makes use of computer and monitor, control, and influences the movement of human being from the time they indicate their intention to join an organization till they separate from it after joining. The recruitment information, personnel information, manpower planning information, training information, health information, appraisal information, payroll system, personnel statistics system, and so on. The uses of HRIS. The Human Resource Information System refers to the system of gathering, classifying, processing, recording, and dismantling the information required for efficient and effective management of human resources in an organization. So that organization that employ a very large number of people, it becomes necessary to develop employee database for taking personnel issues. In a geographically dispersed company, every office requires timely and accurate information for manpower management. If information is stored in a multiple location, cost and inaccuracy will increase. Modern day compensation package is complex, consisting of many allowance and deductions, etc. A centrally available data can become useful for taking timely decisions. Then organizations have to compile with the several laws of the land. With the help of computerization personal information system, the employer record and file can be integrated and retrieved for cross-referencing and forecasting. Necessary flexibility for adoption to change taking place in the environment can be built into mechanized information system. A sound human resource information system can offer the following advantages: clear definitions of goal, reduction in the amount of cost of stored human resources data, availability of timely and accurate information about human assets, development of performance standard and for the human resource division, more meaningful career planning and counseling at all levels, and individual development through the linkage between the performance reward and job training, high capability to quickly and effectively solve problems, implementing of training program based on the knowledge and training needs, other ways. Designing HRIS. The preliminary system analysis and other ways we must see that the standard design, system engineering, system testing and implementation, system monitoring and evaluation. The human resource research, the following approaches we can able to adapt it: comparative approach, outside authority approach, statistical approach, compliance approach, and management by objectives approach. The research method interviews, so time consuming, provide very valuable information. It refers to a face-to-face discussion with managers and other employees to get information on a particular issue. It provides an opportunity to verify information. Information relating to motivation commitment can best be solved by interview. It provides an opportunity to explain. It is a two-way interaction and hence provides one opportunity to get in-depth information. And exit interviews and conducting that questionnaire. So these are all the important things in the human resource accounting concept. So that human resource measurement and audit, it involves in that objectives, introduction, benchmarking, human resource accounting, human resource information system, and human resource research. Thank you.